West Hollywood celebrates the life of a true leader. WehoTV News is next. Welcome to WehoTV News. I'm Larry Carroll. The city of West Hollywood joined hundreds of communities across the country in celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Every year, the city of West Hollywood recognizes a Martin Luther King Day of Service along with our volunteer corps. Now, this year, the goal was to help beautify West Hollywood Elementary School with dozens of community members chipping in with landscaping, painting, and other work. Partners of this year's MLK Day of Service include Friends of West Hollywood Elementary, the Sunset Strip Business Association, Anawalt Lumber, and many other wonderful organizations.
Thank you so very much for being here. We really appreciate it, and this is a great way to celebrate the vision and dream of Martin Luther King.
For more information, you can visit weho.org or contact the West Hollywood Volunteer Corps at 323-848-6885. The West Hollywood Park Phase 2 implementation project is moving right along. City of West Hollywood recently approved an agreement for services with LPA Inc. to provide design services for all phases of the project, including pre-design through construction. Phase 2 includes plans for more open space, a new aquatic facility, community center, gymnasium, and many more exciting improvements. For more information on that, you can visit weho.org or you can call the West Hollywood City Hall at 323-848-6400. At a recent City Council meeting, the City of West Hollywood presented a proclamation to David Seidelman, the former assistant principal of Fairfax High School.
He's really the sort of visionary educator that LA Unified really needs, and we were very fortunate that he was the assistant principal at our public high school, Fairfax, for 8 years. Didn't want too much time to go by before we took a moment to invite him back, to thank him for the service he provided to the school, to the community, and for everything that makes public education in West Hollywood a great place to live, work, and to learn. Please join me in thanking and congratulating David Seidelman on the service he provided to our community.
My philosophy was, if you can build it, they'll come. And if the kids don't feel safe on campus, no matter how good the education is, what's going on, the kids aren't going to learn in the classroom. And that starts with extracurricular activities. One of my first things was bringing the band back, and that was a huge support by you guys. I really appreciate everything you guys did for the music program, but education, and I just want to thank you, and this is a great honor. Thank you very much.
The city also presented a proclamation to Team WeHo for participating in the APLA Team to End AIDS Xterra Run.
We really are fortunate to have people who are so concerned about supporting these organizations. And this last year we had Team WeHo, and Team WeHo has participated in numerous activities, and the most recent one was a half marathon trail run in Hawaii. Now that sounds glamorous, but the reports are that they actually had to climb up portions of it using a rope. They had to climb through mud to get down in places, and it took a long time. And I am really proud of this group, and I'd like them to all come down and
we are going back to the Xterra run in Hawaii in December of this year. Training starts in July, and race day is December the 7th. So of course we'd love to have you, anybody in the audience, especially the City of West Hollywood employees, to come back with us again. I hope you're all going to come back. It's a wonderful trip. We'll take good care of you. Most importantly, I just want to point out some really heavy hitters on the fundraising side of this. Paul Aravallo has raised in excess of $70,000. Aline Winderman, who has since retired, she's raised over $35,000 for organization. And to save the best for last, John Heilman, over $210,000. Altogether, over $750,000. I just want to say it's always wonderful to have the City of West Hollywood in our corner. You always have been so wonderful to us. We appreciate it, and we look forward to working with you again and again. Thank you very much.
And with very mixed feelings, the city presented a proclamation to outgoing city clerk Corey Schaefer for his years of service to the city.
Curtis was honorably and industrially served this. Corey has honorably and industriously served the city of West Hollywood low these past 4,094 days. Kevin Schaefer, Corey serves the residents and staff of the city of West Hollywood with jovial demeanor of Santa Claus and the patience of Job and the wisdom of Solomon. Corey Schaefer's husband Rex has offered him a far more glamorous life than the city of West Hollywood could ever hope to somewhere outside of Brooklyn. Corey has acted as the supreme commander of our city council meetings, Congress's board members, commissioners, RFP openings, and is the ultimate voice of reason and keeper of sanity at City Hall. And Corey Schaefer oversaw and officiated at the weddings of hundreds of same-sex couples and guided the city of West Hollywood at a crucial moment in the LGBT equal rights movement. And I'm guessing most of those couples are happy you did. Whereas with the allure of staff reports, council minutes, official postings, and public records requests, at long last, the city of West Hollywood will be left bereft and adrift without our trusted city clerk. And whereas the city of West Hollywood wishes to extend its highest praise and laurels and offer sincere regret on the sorrowful day of parting with the respected and hilarious city clerk, Corey Schaefer, on the occasion of his departure for New York City. Congratulations.
This is really awesome. It's been a great experience, and thank you, Paul and Mike, for being my mentors and teaching me so much. And as someone who's been at council meetings for almost 10 years now, I'll keep it short. Thanks.
City of West Hollywood's Social Services Division is hosting a series of WeHo Cares community pop-ups throughout this year. Pop-ups are at highly trafficked locations. Now, social services, along with other organizations, will hold these pop-ups around West Hollywood to help educate the community about city services, including social service programs, transit options, volunteer opportunities, and more. Folks from the LA Gay and Lesbian Center's Youth Center will also be on hand to share information at many of the pop-ups. For additional information about WeHo Cares community pop-ups, you can visit weho.org/WeHoCares or contact West Hollywood Social Services at 323-848-6510. Tennis, anybody? Well, the City of West Hollywood has embarked on a newly enhanced and dynamic tennis program by partnering with iTennis Inc. Now, that's a company that specializes in managing municipal and private tennis facilities. Available at both Plummer and West Hollywood parks, new programs include private lessons, group clinics, tournaments, tennis camps for kids, and a whole lot more. For more information, you can visit weho.org or contact West Hollywood Recreation Supervisor Chris Warland. Chris can be reached at 323-848-6511. And West Hollywood commemorates a historic anniversary. I'll tell you about that when WehoTV News returns from this quick break. Don't go away.
West Hollywood has begun a public outreach process to develop community-generated vision concepts for potential future uses of the city-owned property at 1343 North Laurel Avenue. The purpose of the community visioning process is to provide West Hollywood residents and stakeholders with an opportunity to learn about the property and how it might best support local needs. To learn more about this process and the history of the property, to sign up for email updates, and to participate in the online activities, log on to www.1343inlaurelave.org. That's www.1343inlaurelave.org.
Welcome back to WehoTV News. I'm Larry Carroll. It has been 41 years since the Supreme Court decision in Roe v. Wade, which legalized abortion in the United States. To commemorate this historic anniversary, the City of West Hollywood co-sponsored a call to action. West Hollywood City Council members, along with guest speakers, discussed this landmark decision and what still needs to be done to protect a woman's right to choose.
41 years later, we are still fighting the fight to ensure that Roe v. Wade remains the law of the land.
This battle knows no particular gender. It's the same battle for American freedom and our autonomy over our own bodies, and I'm really proud to be part of the event tonight.
This isn't just about abortion. It isn't just about reproductive rights. It really is about people who want to control women's bodies.
Get involved with supporting a woman for political office, a good woman, a champion for women's rights and abortion rights and equality. Support her, volunteer, or give her money, or both.
77% of the men of the abortion movement are men, and they'll never get pregnant, which is too bad, because if men could get pregnant, we'd have drive-through clinics all over the place.
If you're someone who has had an abortion, someone who loves someone who has, or if you're one of the millions of women in America who have a story beyond abortion, this is your fight. You have to be brave. You have to share a story.
I'm especially happy to be here celebrating the anniversary of Roe here in the city of West Hollywood, because as we all know, West Hollywood's been at the forefront of this issue from the start. You've already heard it was the first city to proudly proclaim its pro-choice status. And the partnerships forged here between the LGBTQ community and the fight for equality and healthcare justice, and women of all shapes, sizes, and origins have been central to that fight. And West Hollywood has been at the nexus of it.
The event also featured a special screening of the award-winning documentary After Tiller, which follows the lives of the only 4 doctors in the United States who openly performed late-term abortions after the 2009 assassination of Dr. George Tiller. For more information about this event, you can visit WehoTV.org or contact West Hollywood Administrative Services Specialist Larissa Fuchs. Larissa can be reached at 323-848-6823. When I grow up, I want to be a firefighter, and this might be my chance. The LA County Fire Department is presenting a series of firefighter preparatory seminars from now until May. These one-day seminars explain the department's hiring process and how to prepare for the firefighter trainee exam. For more information, you can visit fire.la.gov or call 323-881-2411. City of West Hollywood and the West Hollywood Library Foundation, also known as the WHLF, will host a reading by author-activist Sean Strub. Strub is an activist, writer, and executive director of the Zero Project, which combats the criminalization of people with HIV. Strub will read from his new book, Body Counts, a memoir of politics, sex, AIDS, and survival, on Tuesday, February 4th, starting at 7 p.m. in the West Hollywood City Council chambers. The reading will be followed by a reception and book signing. For more information, you can visit weho.org/arts or contact the West Hollywood Cultural Affairs Administrator, Andrew Campbell. Andrew can be reached at 323-848-6883. City of West Hollywood will celebrate the 16th anniversary of V-Day, hosting a series of events, including 1 Billion Rising. That's a single-day global action consisting primarily of dance strikes. V-Day is a global activist movement to end violence against women and girls. Now join the West Hollywood City Council, local community leaders, and others on Friday, February 14th at 10 a.m. at the Sal Gariello Memorial Park at Holloway Drive and Santa Monica Boulevard. Here's what's going to happen. Dancers from Flash Mob America will perform a special 1 Billion Rising performance, and you can join in. I want to see the city council members do this. You can join in by showing up at 9 a.m. to learn these moves. That's going to be worth seeing. For more information and to RSVP to the City of West Hollywood's 1 Billion Rising event, please call 323-848-6460. For more information about 1 Billion Rising or V-Day, you can visit 1billionrising.org or vday.org. Now, that's not to say that I think that the city council members can't dance. I'm sure they can, but we're going to see. City of West Hollywood's Arts and Cultural Affairs Commission wants to remind you that the 2014 Winter Sounds Concert Series is now in full swing. This year's lineup includes an eclectic mix of jazz, bluegrass, and classical music. Now on Saturday, February 1st, you can enjoy the swanky jazz sound of Nutty, featuring Sonny Moon. That's going to start at 4 p.m. in the West Hollywood Park Auditorium. Then it's time for some unique indie bluegrass with Fiddle and Pine on Saturday, February 8th at 4 p.m. in the West Hollywood City Council chambers. And the 2014 Winter Sounds Concert Series wraps up on Saturday, March 8th with the jazz, pop, and soul of the Brazilian Soul Trio. Now, this is going to be also held in the City Council chambers, which has great acoustics. Well, that's it for this edition of WehoTV News. For more information about the stories you've seen here, you can always go to our award-winning WeHo website at weho.org. And for the latest about what's happening on WehoTV, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Larry Carroll. Thanks for watching.